Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Greg Mikulowski. Today's date is October 22nd, 2014. This is a Forex Live report where I'm going to look at 5 currencies in 6 minutes. So let's get started. We'll start off with the Euro versus US dollar hourly chart. And what is this theme of this currency pair? Stepping down. We started the steps down right here at the highs where we held the ceiling right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth time up here, couldn't get above that level. The market rotated to the downside. We fell below the 100-hour moving average, came up to this 100-hour moving average right here and tested it, and bang, bang, bang. Couldn't get above that level, moved down to the 200-hour moving average, fell below the 200-hour moving average, and in yesterday's trading, got a little bit above it here and got a little bit above it in trading here in early London session, and then boom, fell below that level. And we did have one test right before the New York traders entered, and the market couldn't get above that 200-hour moving average, so stepped down again, went below the trend line right here, connecting recent lows, and also below the 126.60 level. What's the significance of 126.60? Let's go to the weekly chart. Take a look at the low price going back to November of 2012. That's it right here, and the level comes in at 126.60. So back to our hourly chart, market fell below that 126.60 level, and we've gotten a close below that level now, and this is the second bar where the market's trading below that level. So if we can stay below this level and also below the trend line, the bias remains to the downside for the Euro versus US dollar. Stepping down, the next step would be this low right here and this low right here. Those are our steps for this currency pair. Let's take a look at the sterling versus US dollar. And what about this currency pair? Well, yesterday we fell below the trend line right here after a nice little move to the upside here. Couldn't get about to the 50% retracement target right here. That 50% is of the move down from this high right here down to this low right here, and so couldn't get to that level, couldn't get to the highs that we saw in the month of October I guess. It's not the October high, but it's the October 9th high, and the market fell below that trend line. Let's zoom in here again. And once we fell below that level, today we had a move below the 100 and 200-hour moving average on the Monetary Policy Committee meeting minutes, which were more dovish, sent the pair down to the 160 to 160.18 level. In fact, our low came in at 160.10. What's the significance of 160 to 160.18? Go to our weekly chart. Take a look at the Fibonacci retracement from the 2013 low to 2014 high. The level comes in at 160.09. See this green line right here that represents a 200-week moving average. What does that level come in at? 160.16.2. Let's go back to our hourly chart. What was our low here today? 160.10, just below the 16 level, just above the 160 level, and the market started to rotate to the upside. Now we're above the 200-hour moving average, the green line in this chart, at 160.55, and we are on the 5-minute chart looking to get above the 50% retracement of the day's trading range. So I'm more neutral for the sterling versus US dollar at this point. The market has a decision to make. Does it want to go back below the 200-hour moving average at 160.55? That's this level right here. Or does it want to go up and test the 100-hour moving average? I think we find sellers up here against the 100-hour moving average if it goes that way. Let's take a look at the dollar versus yen. Off the hourly chart, what do we see in this chart? Well, we saw a move below the 100-hour moving average and below this trend line yesterday. That failed. When we moved back above the 100-hour moving average, that's when we started to see this little rotation to the upside. Better stock market. You'd think that the dollar yen would go much higher off the stock market that we saw yesterday, but it didn't. But today we continued to move to the upside a little bit in some stocks here today, only up marginally now, but we're seeing the dollar yen move continue to move higher. But we are banging against the ceiling that we saw here on Monday. That level comes in at 107.37. Above the 200-hour moving average bullish. We need to get above the 37, and then we have pretty good resistance up here at the 107.54 to 60. You see all the lows right here, lows that became highs right here, high, and so this area right here is going to be a tough nut to crack. I would look for sellers up there and maybe some profit taking up there at that level. Let's take a look at the dollar versus Canada. This currency pair did some laps here in trading today. If we were to take a look at the high right here, what does it come in against? It comes in against the previous highs right here. So that was a ceiling, and the market couldn't get above that ceiling. And then what do we have down here at the bottom? Well, we have these lows right here where the market based before moving to the upside. And that in addition to this trend line right here, created a nice little floor. So we have a ceiling up here, we have a floor down here, and the market couldn't get above the ceiling or below the floor into the basement. So we started to see a correction to the upside, and that's what we're looking at right now. This is a minute chart. chart. I could put it on the 5-minute chart, but you get the same idea. The 38.2% of the day's trading range comes in at the 112.24 level, and right now we're trying to move above that 112.24 level. If we get above that level, we'll look for 112.37. I don't want to see the price move back above the 112.37. That's the midpoint of the day's trading range, and we kind of just make this whole move to the downside a faulty move. Okay, so and finally, let's take a look at the Aussie versus US dollar. This is a mess, a chocolate mess. Lots of up and down, non-trending volatility here. We do have the high and the low right here, and the 50% retracement and the 100-hour moving average come near that level. Here, this one's at 77. This is at 74. We just went up and tested the high here. Okay, we tested the high trend line, and also this. I consider this box right here. This is where most of the activity has taken place over the last few days. Yes, they've been moved to the downside. Some volatile moves because of the stock market in last week's trading, but most of the activity, especially in this area right here, right in this box right here. And we went down to the low box. We went down to the high box. Yesterday, we went above the box right here, and we failed. And we did it again here. And so I have this hunch that if we go below the 74 level, now that we've tested this area and we failed up there, that this market has the potential to move back to the downside and head further to the downside and test some low areas for this currency pair. So that was 5 currencies in 6 minutes. My name is Greg Michalowski for ForexLive.com. Good fortune with your trading. Bye-bye now.